Hello and welcome to Cosmo Muse Tarot and to another 5-Minute Friday where we explore your yes and no questions that sometimes the answer is actually maybe as well. And just a note that oftentimes these do go a little longer than 5 minutes. Sometimes they're 7-8 minutes even, but they're still very quick. Okay, so today we've got 4 piles. Pile 1 is sort of a bluish turquoise. We've got pile 2, which is clear quartz. Pile 3 with Lapis Lazuli. And pile 4 with a more greenish turquoise stone. And like usual, just a note that when you are framing your yes or no question, do so that the yes is the outcome you're either looking to get or that would be positive. If this is one where you're not really partial to getting yes or no, that, just phrase it whatever feels natural to you. And these questions, the way that this reading goes, it's best to bring yes and no questions here that you're already somewhat entangled with. These aren't great. You probably won't get a satisfactory answer or reading if you're bringing really theoretical or outlandish questions here, but have at whatever you want to do, that's fine. But I would say that you're going to get the best reading if you're bringing questions that you're already very energetically involved with in your life. So that being said, for those of you that like the breath work that I do, we'll do that now. So plant your feet firmly on the ground, feel stable and secure, grounded, and take a deep breath in. Suck the air up to the place between your eyes. Suck in a little bit more to add pressure there, and then out loud, release it. And that opens up the crown chakra as well as adding pressure to the third eye, inviting in both your inner wisdom and inner knowing, as well as inviting in some guidance from spirit. So if you need more time with the stones to feel out which one has the most aligned message for you, this is a great place to pause. Otherwise, I'll see you in your readings, and timestamps are in the descriptions. All right, see you guys. Hello, pile 1. Welcome to your yes or no reading. If this is you guys, you picked this more bluish turquoise stone. And a little intuitive hit that I got off of this stone, not having to do with the yes or no, but just a little side note, is I did feel some sort of depth, or like actually a bluesy, going off the blue theme, kind of a blue feeling here, whatever that means to you, which might help you, if you have any questions, identify if this is your right pile. Okay, so we are going to start off with some tarot cards to see if we can tease out a yes or no, or see if it's more of a maybe. Okay, so we've got Queen of Swords, Temperance, and 8 of Cups. So this is saying, I'm going to say that this is a no. There's something that you're going to need to walk away from. And the best way to do this, and I think you already know this on some level, and I think you're coming in with those blues matching with the Queen of Swords, I think that you're in a very decisive mood, and sort of like this moment where you do have to make a judgment, make a decision about something, but I don't think it's an easy decision. And the best thing that you can do is to like really zoom up look at like a 5-year projection, or even a 2-year projection if it's not as, big of a question. There's something about gaining a more broad perspective of like zooming out that's going to help you to understand why you need to make a certain decision, to walk away from something here, or to say no to something, or why this is a no. I think that sorry, I'm a little bit under the weather, so I apologize if I cough or clear my throat a little bit. I think that there's something that is a little wobbly in its foundations. Either it wasn't built correctly, or you no longer care to do the maintenance to keep this thing sort of held together with integrity. But there is, like, the good news here, I think there is a silver lining here. I think that you already know your soul is calling you to something that's going to be a lot more fulfilling. It's going to be maybe a little bit of a journey to figure out what that is, but I think you need to listen to your soul here. There's something that's not fulfilling you about this, or that wouldn't fulfill you about this question. And the way you're headed, and by being able to accept the no here, you will move much more, closer or further toward a more aligned thing for you. So let's use some Astro cards to see what the stars have to say about this. Descendant, Moon, and Gemini. This could have to do with your sense of belonging within relationships, around partnerships, love or otherwise. It doesn't have to be around love. To me, it feels a little bit more about a familial thing, like family or community that has a family feel, that there's like balance is kind of coming undone here. Yeah, and I get why there's a heaviness around this. I think that there is a very familial thing around this question, and a question of belonging here, and a question of relationship here. And just looking back at this Moon card being under the Temperance, it is sort of like your soul is growing in different ways right now, and you need to zoom out and kind of scan from that higher place, from a bird's eye view. The kinds of areas or things, whatever this question pertains to, where you need to start looking for more soulful relation connections and community connections, and start, I get an exploratory feeling here, like you need to just lighten up and try some things on. You don't have to find your place right now. I think it's a time to kind of get playful, try on some new, explore a little bit, pollinate a little bit, take a light touch around figuring out where your real aligned connections are, with going maybe in a different direction, a new direction, or departing from something that's been deep in your life. I think a time is coming with this Gemini card of starting to kind of flirt with life again, flirt with where you connect. And not a time to take any one thing too seriously, or any one sort of connection coming in too deeply. because I think the initial connections, the initial movements, the initial kind of flirtation with life is more about helping you to resolve some inner tensions about where you want to belong and what you want to relate to in your life, according to something much deeper within you. And the initial connections are going to lead you towards deeper and deeper things, but the initial ones are like a stop on the way. So I think it's time to just lighten up, push yourself to be a little bit more active, to get out into the world, connect, communicate in areas you haven't been exploring yet. That's sort of the feeling I'm getting. Yeah, and then pulling the spectrum card, it's really time to get out there and connect in new ways, to see different colors in your life, different types of things, people, communities. I think your life is really going to broaden with a lot of new color coming up, which should help with that kind of deep mood of whatever's happening here. And then to end, we're going to just do a couple of tea leaf cards, oracle cards. Mountain, major challenge to overcome, and clouds, temporary problems. Yeah, I mean, I think whatever this no is about, it's a mountainous thing in your life. It has a heavy feeling here. But I think the sense I'm getting of like a detangling process or something isn't going to be as difficult as you think. It's more of a temporary thing. The clouds will clear, so it's like a little bit misty, a little bit, and with the moon here too, it's like things are a little bit shrouded in confusion, not really seeing the way forward, but it's temporary, and really soon that new colors are going to start coming through, and you're really going to start lightening up and connecting in new ways, I think, to push you towards different questions and other things where there are more beautiful yeses to be had, is what I'm getting here. All right, this is where I'm going to leave you guys. 9 minutes. Definitely went a little long. Tend to be doing that lately, but sometimes that's where the reading goes. So I hope this resonated. If it did, I always appreciate little comments, thumbs up, subscriptions, and I hope to see you guys in more readings. Hello, pile 2. Welcome to your yes or no reading. This is you guys. You picked the clear crystal quartz point, and just a little intuitive hit I got, not pertaining to the actual yes or no, but just a little side thing here that I was feeling is maybe there's like something sort of frozen. You're trying to like thaw, it feels like. Yeah, so that may help you to determine if this is your right pile, or might just be a side note that means nothing to you, and that's okay too. But we'll see if it can illuminate something about this question as well. Okay, so we are going to start with tarot to see if we can tease out the actual yes, no, or the maybe thing. Oh, beautiful. This is definitely a yes. 2 queens here, and then 6 of pentacles. Oops, I'm out of frame, sorry. And I love that 6 of pentacles is sitting between these queens. It feels like different worlds coming together to really support you. It's like recognition really coming in, you pulling some symbiotic energy together in some way that's really going to help support you both financially and emotionally. Just huge support coming in here. Nourishment, fertility, support. Something about this, like really stepping into your power as well. Seeing both some self-worth and some self-love that brings it's like your inner world is really congealing, which is resulting in the shape of your outer world really elevating and coming into more balance and more stability in your values and in material life in some way. Okay, let's see what the astrology has to say here too. Oops. We've got opposition, confrontation, transits with climate, and sun with source. What I'm feeling here is that maybe it's like these two aspects of you, like what's practical. To me, this is all about like you trying to step into your power, but there's been maybe some tension within you about making practical decisions that stabilize you versus like following your heart in a more fluid and sensual way. And things are finally kind of congealing and coming together where you're finding how to align these two things within you to find the balance between them, that middle place where you're not really, and it's not about a compromise within you. It's about figuring out how these actually work together and support each other. And this coming together, it's really, really beautiful. It's like you've really worked hard to harmonize something within you, which is resulting with a lot of growth in your outer world and a lot of, just growth. I feel like just growth coming in from you finding that empowerment that's been like really struggled to find that inner resolve of inner tension, but some kind of transit maybe has happened in your chart where something's aligned to really help you figure out how to connect and channel these opposing forces within your wants and needs around, especially whatever this question pertains to. Okay, we're gonna look at the sigil, eternal return. Yeah, I think this has been a pretty long journey. So even if this question is minor and you feel like I'm answering this in a much more elaborate way than is needed, I think if you look under the surface of this question, there's some long-standing patterns here that have really gone through a whole journey and a whole evolution and have really kind of raised an octave in your life. So this is all about like your tone changing, and this your question being sourced from this tone change that actually holds an immense amount of work and harmonizing that you've done, like really beautiful work. Okay, last off, we're going to look at some tea leaf oracles. You will be playing a different role, and that makes sense with saying like I'm feeling like there's a tone change here, and tone changes do result in like a very different shape of your outer world. So that doesn't surprise me to see like a different role that you are coming into here. And then fair man, dealings or relationship with a man with blonde, gray, or white hair. So to me, this it could be a literal man in your life, or someone that's written a book that has this kind of vibe around them. Or it could be, I'm just like tuning into that white gray thing more than the blonde, of like something has aged in you and become a little bit more sage and wise through lived experience type of thing. That's what I'm feeling more than something being fair skinned or blonde. To me, it's more the gray aged thing coming through here. Okay, so that is where I'm going to leave you guys. I hope that resonated and was helpful. If so, I always appreciate the little thumbs up, comments, and of course subscriptions, and I hope to see you in more readings. All right, bye. Hello, pile 3. Welcome to your yes or no question. This is you guys. You picked the Lapis Lazuli, And just a little intuitive hit I got from this was sort of like this question may be pertaining to something that you have some apprehension about, in terms of like, the words that came to me was like, is this too big for me? So that may help you determine if you are in the right pile, and we'll see if that ties in at all with the reading as well. Okay, we are going to start with tarot cards to see if we can tease out that yes or no, or see if it's more of a maybe. So we've got 10 of Swords. So yeah, there's definitely some like anxiety here. Ooh, the World, and 7 of Cups. Yeah, the way I'm feeling about this is, I don't know quite how to put this into a yes or no, the things that I'm getting about this. So I'm going to go a little off script from what I normally do, because I don't know how else to answer this. So I hope this makes sense to you. I think that there's something that has come full circle, some sort of completion, and you're holding a lot of weight on your shoulders at the moment. And with that completion, it's like all sorts of new possibilities are opening. So the 10 of Swords is multifaceted to me. It's pertaining to both of these cards. It's like you're holding weight on your shoulders of upholding something that you have completed, but you're holding like the weight of that, the responsibility of it. So that comes with a sense of, a lot of weight, on you, and a lot of exhaustion. But you also know that with this completion, as you're able to kind of move on to the next thing, as different responsibilities kind of subside, it's like there's this question of which way do I go? Like there's a lot of opportunities or potential or choices to make. And so the anxiety coming through of not quite knowing how to narrow your field of vision to see the new path forward, or like what's next. And so what I'm saying with this is just continue to uphold the things that you feel a duty to uphold, and that with time, the right choices and the right path, the right openings, the right door, the right whatever will come into the forefront. And it won't be this kind of nebulous, like, well, there's that and that and that and that and that. It's like the more space that comes available to you as things wrap up with this completion, the more one of these potentials, one of these cups, is going to sort of like grow bigger and bigger and bigger, and kind of move forward and forward and forward. And so right now, I want you to take the stress and anxiety away from what's the right step. It will present itself. So you need to not worry about that. But unfortunately, some of that 10 of Swords exhaustion, you will have to maintain in terms of just holding the weight of something that is on your shoulders at the moment. But little by little, because this is a completion, one sword at a time is going to be coming off of your back at, little by little by little, like one sword at a time. The weight of whatever you're holding right now will subside. It will little by little gradually dissipate and ease up. And as each sword comes out, one of these directions starts to come more and, more to the forefront. So it's just a process here. I don't know how else to answer this. So I'm sorry it's not a yes, no, or maybe, but that's what came. Okay, let's look at the astrology. Maybe this will help a little bit more with some sort of yes, no aspect. Okay, we've got 12th house. Yeah, that's a completion for sure. Mercury with the anxiety, and Aries with a new beginning. Yeah, this is just a process. Things are ending. You need to just be with that ending right now and take care of your mental health, especially. So speak kindly to yourself. Give yourself some good rest time. Allow your mind to get some good sleep so it turns off. And anything you can do to sort of pacify anxiety of mental things happening for you, that's the best thing you can do for yourself right now. But the new start is coming, and one of these many potential things that you don't know what to do is going to, really start to stand out and become very clear, and that will just happen naturally. You don't need to do anything, so just don't worry about that will come. Just take care of your mental health, and anything that's wanting to go, let it go. It's a time to just kind of come into flow. Anything that's being asked of you to uphold, take responsibility for, and take care of your mind. Okay, let's look at these last little oracles. So this is the sacral chakra, so creativity, emotion, fluidity. So it's a time to, I think you might be getting some really beautiful actual bubbles of inspiration that are putting you into flow states, which I think will really help you get out of mind and into body. So that's maybe another hint about taking care of mental health right now, is really try to get into body right now. Pay attention to your emotions. Take care of yourself physically, and that will kind of help balance all this mental kind of pressure. Okay, and tea leaf oracles, we've got rooster, an arrogant, boastful person you should not cross. And then teapot, deep friendship with someone of the same sex. So what I'm seeing here, whatever's kind of coming into completion, maybe there are some complexities with a person or people, excuse me. But you do have other people in your life that are huge support systems. So give your time, focus, and attention to the people you feel are really supporting you. And don't give free space to whoever this represents or whatever this represents to you, something arrogant in your life. Really try to focus your mental energy towards the things that are very positive, the people who are positive and supportive and uplifting in your life, and that will also help ease some of that 10 of Swords and kind of put you into body and sensuality and finding beauty right now. All right, I hope that answered something for you guys. That was a very I just had to go with what came. I really didn't know how to put a yes, no, or maybe to this, so it is what it is. If this didn't resonate for you, just go to a different pile, or maybe this reading doesn't have the answer that you're actually seeking. Try one of the other yes, no, maybes. But for some of you, maybe this was very illuminating, and I hope it was. So this is where I'm going to leave you. If this resonated, I always appreciate thumbs up, little comments, and of course subscriptions. All right, see you guys. Hello, pile 4. If this is you guys, you picked the more green turquoise stone. Excuse me. I have a little bit of a cold right now, so I apologize if I cough or clear my throat a little bit. Okay, so just a little intuitive hit I got from this stone. I'm getting really different messages in this reading than I normally have. So I'm just going to say that right now because this doesn't feel any different. Definitely going a bit off script from the usual with these yes no's. But what came through on this stone, it really kind of surprised me. It was sort of you need a little bit of a lecture right now, which I don't love feeling that kind of energy come through because I always want to be more uplifting, but I'm going to try and put it more towards like an uplifting lecture, I guess. But what I felt with this is like maybe there's some fixation happening right now that is, and this doesn't have to do with the yes or no, but it will affect the outcome of the yes or no. That if you can switch sort of your focus and fixation, you know, away from some sort of fixation you have and kind of shift your focus towards thinking about or gravitating towards things that have a much more loving energy, that have heart connection. Whatever we get from this reading, outcomes will be a lot better. So like really focusing on like coming from your heart, or focusing on things that light your heart up to kind of shift out of some sort of fixation that's not great for you right now. If that doesn't sound resonant with you or the question you have, I've said this for all of the piles. Go find another, you know, look at a different pile or a different yes/no reading that I've done. But if this resonates, we'll just see where this reading goes. These have been so different. I don't know. Ace of Swords. So aces are always a yes to me. And then a star. Yeah, Judgment. Like a new awakening is coming, and that's why there is such this message from Spirit coming of like, you need to look at what's ahead, at what you want to envision for your future. I think there's a lot of spiritual manifesting compositional energy around you right now, and that is entangling with everything that's in your mind, not just the things you want to manifest. And so you need to really focus on, because there are some really beautiful positive things, I think, in your heart and in your mind about hopes and wants and dreams for your future and new starts and a big awakening coming that can really elevate the octave of your life. But if this new stuff coming in has been also entangling, because there's no separating all the things in our mind and just picking and choosing that we manifest from the things we want, and not manifesting from other things in our mind that are not so positive for us to be focusing on. It's sourcing from all of that. So the results and the new starts that come through will be entangled with these other negative energies. So it's time to like, whatever you have to do to really just look at the positives and what you want to feel, what you want to think, what you want the future to look like, the better this new beginning is going to be. And it has the potential to be so beautiful, but it is in that incubation phase right now. So it can entangle with things in you that you wouldn't want it entangling with. So yeah, do whatever you need to do to just focus on keeping your energy aligned with the beauty of what you want, and really pushing into feeling the way you want to feel. And that yes that's coming through that looks like a big new start of something or an elevation of something. Yeah, I mean, you have the power to affect this with as much beauty and grace and boldness and positivity as you want. So it's up to you of how beautiful this new beginning will end up being. Okay, looking at a little bit of astrology, we've got Saturn with structure, progressions with journey, and ninth house with exploration. So we've got journey and explorations, and then Saturn with structure. So I'm definitely getting the sense that whatever this new start is going to bring a lot of beautiful broadening to your life. It really is going to elevate and push your boundaries and introduce you to whole new worlds, and worlds that are going to bring a lot more stability, structure, and authority into your life. So you just need to focus on, what it is, what you want to aim for, the big picture, and what kind of like expertise or mastery you're hoping to build in this journey. It has such beautiful potential. So just focus on what you want. Figure out whatever it is you need to figure out to let go of any weird fixations that, would affect any of this in ways you wouldn't want. Because it's really exciting and really beautiful. So just try to be, projected into the future of what you want. Really work with focusing on, I've said it. Okay. And then we've got Ajna. So third eye, focus on your inner knowing, work on your inner world. Inner world is always what we need to tune into first to really tap into our own knowing, so that we can have that mirrored in the structure and form of our outer life. And so the more you just like work on trusting your intuition, working with visualization, working with any vision you have for yourself, and really cultivating positivity around that within you and your inner world, and how you see yourself, treat yourself, believe in yourself. It's all going to manifest if you can really work on some positive association and cultivation of your inner world. Okay, and then some tea leaf oracles to end. We've got Jug, light-hearted and carefree time, and Parrot, someone will gossip about all your secrets. So maybe that's where that fixation is. Maybe there's some pestery people or gossip or things sort of around you that have made it hard for you to focus on all of this beautiful incubation of something amazing starting to manifest. And so it's just like you need to lighten up, have fun, and focus, depart your focus from that, whatever irritating things, like detach from the opinions of others, from mistruths from others, and focus on your light heart, having fun, which will help that inner knowing really plug into more beautiful associations and feelings about yourself and your inner world. Okay, so that's where I'm going to leave you guys. I hope this resonated and was helpful. If so, I always appreciate little thumbs up, comments, and of course subscriptions. And I hope to see you guys in more readings.